and then I'll turn around. Look at that. I tried to fly fast out, and I tried to whip around, and it did not fly into the tree once again. Guys, I'm just telling you, amazing.
All of my friends say, girl, you better take care, 'cause that man is trouble, you best beware. And though deep down I know.
Hey, this is Dad Random, and today I want to just quickly go through the Mavic Air 2S and some of its strengths, which is probably number one is obstacle avoidance. So I've got a series of video clips that I took in a perfect location for obstacle avoidance kind of scenarios. So, you know, the big thing when it comes to this drone is you got to play to its strengths. Obviously, a camera is number one. Number two is its ability to just keep you out of trouble. So what I did was I took it on vacation. I brought it down to my dad's house, and we're going to do a little flying around it, just to show you how you could take this this drone, put it into a lot of different very difficult scenarios, like, for example, a very heavily wooded photo shoot. You can do lots of still frame stuff. You can do motion, slow motion, and all kinds of high resolution video. So this is basically using unedited video for this specific example. So all right, so here we go. So what I want to do is I want to take this this area here. So I'm going to just give you a real quick reveal. And now, remember, this is not edited. I would take this film, and I'm going to probably tell you this several times. I'm going to take this film and I'm going to cut it down into really small pieces. If I were to use any of this, I would use, you know, 2-3 second clips, 7-second clips, basically going through and picking out the best of the best. I did do a teeny little bit of, I had a little bit of fun with saturation, but this right here, I believe, is just plain Jane video. This is using its point of interest setting. I didn't do very many you know, quick shots with this, because it was a video that was made specifically to just show basically canopy penetration. So that's what we're going to look at, is canopy penetration. But look at that, isn't that great? You can do things like this without a lot of fear, because there are so many things helping you out and keeping you from making mistakes. And that's really what one of the big focuses I want to basically show you with this is basically the drone's ability to keep you out of trouble. So Dad Random, all right, here we go. So in this compilation, I have 8 or 9 video clips that we're going to take little pieces. I'm going to fast forward through them and just give you some ideas as to how we're going to use this stuff. All right, so here we go. Let's go to, let's not start there. Let's go right to this grand opening shot. Now this is a shot, and you can see, just one of the things I want you to really notice is how, here, let me get that out of there, you get that, is how close I get to the trees. I have no problem getting close to the trees with this thing. And I'm going to fast forward. So what I want to do is I want to get to the big reveal. So I'm going to fast forward all the way over, and you can see I'm using different types of auto exposure. But here's kind of the beginning. And if I really wanted to, I could get down and I could penetrate the trees. And that's really a couple of different times I do that. But this is just an area reveal. So if you're going into an area that's very large and you want to show kind of the setting, this is going to do that. So a lake right there. And then I'm going to slowly turn into my focus for this video, which is obstacle avoidance. So I'm not going to use any tracking. It's going to be just purely the drone and me pushing forward on the left stick and basically trying to avoid, and I'm pulling down, whatever, because most of the time I'm pulling it down. One of the things you're going to notice is that the drone always wants to gain altitude. It's one of its fail-safes. So pretty cool area, isn't it? Really pretty. Get down, you can easily get down over that cornfield. So I'd say one of the only things that I have that I had a little frustration with was getting really low, because it does not want to get too low. It is going to tell you, hey, you're within your tolerances of your altitude. So there's our grand opening, and you can see from the cornfield how wooded this home is. It is very wooded, and if you say you were going to put this thing on the market, say you're a realtor, you would want to get those cool shots that really show the area. So here we go ahead to my next shot, and this is home reveal, and I already showed you this one. This is using the point of interest and just letting the drone do its thing. Okay, and we're not going to go ahead, we're not going to go and shoot that, but you can see the detail. My favorite thing about this shot is look at the trees. Look at I love flying in the wind, and if you want to improve your dynamic views, okay, get the foliage moving. It's not very pleasing to the eye when you look down on whatever your photo subject is and it's dead. This is a live image and it's beautiful. You can see all the different levels and flavors of trees. Even the dead ones are actually brought into view. So it's a really cool shot. So there is my close area reveal. All right. The next one is points of interest in the area. And not too far down the road, this road here is actually turned into a cul-de-sac. That is very, very annoying. That used to go all the way through. But this is actually a historic home that's down the street. So I'm going to go ahead and fast forward it up to that point. And this home here, we call it it's called the Severance home. And if you're going to get a great shot of this specific landmark, what you want to do, look at the sky. Look at that amazing sky. I just love the blues in the clouds, especially when there's water vapor in those clouds. You can see the water up in there. But check how close to the trees I get when I do my flyover pass here. And I do get a little crazy. I sometimes, throw a little bit too much throttle on, but I'm aiming right for the edges of the trees. So I'm going to go over, get my shot of the beautiful Severance home, and check this out. Watch this. I should have just picked that hole right there. I was like, oh man, because it's like an FPV pilot. But I'm just tearing through these. I would never do that with another drone. And then that's probably all I'd use right there. I would have just used that amount of the shot right there, just that little bit, probably from about here to the overflight right there. And that's all I would have used, and then I would have hit those trees, and I would have probably stayed in the area where I could have kept my auto exposure. Yes, I should have put that in manual exposure, but I didn't. All right, so there's that view. Let's go ahead and look at this. This is my garden exploration area reveal, and this is here. I wanted to, yeah, this is the garden. Yes, this is the one I'm going to use for here. So if there's any, let's see, close area reveal historic. Let's get that one. I can't remember what that bottom one is. Hold on here, I gotta look at these different, hold on, I gotta check this out. Here, let's turn that one off for a second. Oh, yeah, we'll come back to that one. But one of the strengths that this drone has for sure is its ability to basically get close to things. So here, let me stop that. Hold on here, I gotta go back. Let me hustle back here. But the things that I think makes a really good photo shoot or really exciting is how close you get to those objects around you. Look at the leaves and the twigs. And this drone sees all of that. and it penetrates it. It just goes right through. Look at that. You can see that twig on the side. And I might only use that amount of the shot right there. But of course, when you want to expand on different angles, look at that. You got the bird in there. And then watch this. I get really kind of crazy. I was thinking about going right, and then now this one I do. I actually have another video where I'm going left. But look at how close it allows me to get to the foliage. It just doesn't care. And normally, so you would cut all that crazy stuff out, and you would only keep that. You see where the foliage goes by, and I would try to probably go between those two trees. But look at the light filtering down through that canopy. This is morning light. And you would get the photographer who's sitting way over to the right there, you would get him out of the shot because he's screwing it up right now. He's kind of like a phantom. I would probably pick up the shot right here, and even with the light filtering through, and I would just go right straight through the flag, even with that little turn right there. So this is what I call garden exploration reveal, and you can pull any of the shots out of that you want. Like I said, the best ones to me are the ones where you get just danger close, like right there. Look at that. You see that where I got that tree just coming over, that maple tree, it's just coming over my head? That is way cool. Boom, it's right there. All right. Okay, now the next shot I want to share with you is what I call the big area road reveal. And this is where you've got the old country road, and what you want to do is first of all, it took me a lot of shots. Most of these shots you can recreate. You want to go check them out, view them, look at the parts that you like, and then you might want to reshoot it over and over again until you get it perfectly right. Like going up straight up a road. Country roads are hard to go straight up. This is where you might want to use one of your auto functions, okay, like tracing or something like that. But watch this. My goal is to go up this road, show, hey, check this out. It's another reveal, actually, if you look when you see the very end. So guys, I am pushing down to keep this drone from going up. It does not want to stay low to the road. But this time, instead of turning left, I go straight on through. I've got one that goes up the road to the house. And this is really cool. I call this exploration. When you go down a path, you just don't know where you're going to go. You see where the trails kind of go. You see the road goes to the right and to the left. But this one goes out into a grand vista. Now this one, a lot of you guys might say, this is maybe a place where I should have used what I'd call an exposure that was locked in. But check how this scene kind of brightens up and opens up here. That actually could, look at that. It's like look at that. I even got a bug going by. Isn't that amazing? Look at how the sky just pops up blue, and you just use that little bit right there. So all this stuff, all these shots are aided by the drone. The drone is keeping me out of trouble. It's doing what a photographer needs. I don't want to worry about hitting things. What I want to worry about is the shot, keeping the shot in focus, keeping it in frame. And the drone is doing all the work, obstacle avoidance. It's keeping me out of trouble. And then of course I would go here, and I would maybe continue out. Maybe I would have another shot where I'm going along the skimming the corn. Okay, I love cornfields. Look at that. Look at how beautiful that is. So I can use any parts of that shot can be used. So that's big area road reveal. I have an opposite. I think that's this one. This is the opposite of the road reveal. This is where you come in off of a large area and you go into a tight area. Now I wished I would have had started this shot straight. So this is one I would reshoot. I would go way over. I would go way over that way and start it, come right in. And guys, I actually tried this with a Spark quite a few years ago, and the Spark just doesn't have the ability to film this with as much different things that are going on. You get so much stuff going on. So here we go. We're entering an area. Now we're exploring in instead of going out to see the grand vista. Here we go. Exploring in. Look at that. We get close to those guys. I want to get as close to those trees as possible, and I want that drone to just skirt it. This is where I started getting really good at allowing the drone to guide me. And you can see you can get underneath here, and then I can use a whole bunch more. So I could just keep going, except for there's the photographer once again in the shot. We got to try to keep him out. I actually made this flight with me on the other side of the house, and it penetrated the house no problem, without any trouble whatsoever. Oh, is this the one? Yeah, this is, I just kind of get a little whack out. But look at how it just saves me. It just totally saves me every time. All right, so next scene. Let's see, Grand Cornfield entry. Let's go here. Now this is another angle of that same shot. I could, if I could have done this one lower, I would have loved to have done it lower, where you just skim the tops of the corn, and then I'll start to bring the camera down so I can change that exposure. I don't mind exposure changes. So there it is. That's what my goal was there. And maybe get a little lower. And that's where you have to turn obstacle avoidance off. You got to grow a pair. Now watch this when you get your speed shot here. I really like this shot right here. Just over the cornfield and just fast. So these are very simple shots. Look at the wind blowing the corn around. That's another thing. I mean, look at how stable I am with that all going on. Okay, so now comes the tough shots. Now this is where I really started to have a little bit of fun. And I love old agricultural stuff, okay? I love old agricultural buildings. Now this is a really old rusty silo. I actually got my drone caught up in the tree to the left there when I tried this shot before. The Air 2S will not get stuck in a tree. It is literally impossible. I don't even know if it's possible to get it stuck in a tree. But this is my first of the two shots where I just go right up to that silo. I'm having a lot of fun with this, and I just kind of go over it, and then I reveal what's behind the shot right there. Look at that. And then you get real close to the tops of those trees, and then you get to the corn. So that was shot number one. Of course, I'll come around, have a little fun, maybe look back. A lot of times I just cut this out. I'm just getting reset. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to come back, and I'm going to look for a spot to poke into this silo. Okay, silo 2, a little bit different. Now, this is where I used a point of interest once again. And then then you get into this stuff that is really amazing. So, of course, this is easy. This is stuff that most every drone that you fly can do. So now I go, oh crap, look at that, right down there. Look at that hole. Now this is where the FPV pilot in me pops in. The one mistake I make is I did not turn off the point of interest, so I was still locked into the silo. That was a big mistake. So what I want to do is, look at that, I just drop right down into that hole. Because I have zero fear at this point, because this drone will not fly into the tree, no matter how hard I try. And I've got that silo locked in, so I'll eventually figure that out. And then, look at that. I am so tight. And with any other drone you are right now, you're literally sweating. Look at that though. Look at the detail on the side of that old 100-year-old silo right there. I have no idea how old it is. Probably 100. See the rust on that thing? The rusticles. It's like being by the Titanic. All right. So now I finally figured out. I turn off the lock, and then I fly out. And then I'll turn around. Look at that. I tried to fly fast out, and I tried to whip around, and it did not fly into the tree once again. Guys, I'm just telling you, amazing. guys, this isn't the most amazing. The most amazing shot is yet to come. So wait till you see that one. But right there, I'm just trying to figure out, okay, I want to go through that hole right there, and then I change my mind. And all right, so if you weren't amazed, okay, at the obstacle avoidance of this drone, check this out. This is what I call heavily wooded 360. Now, my goal here, this is after I've done a lot of practice. This is what I would consider to be the drone it drones for dummies. I mean, you can literally just go there. Now, I'm just gonna, guys, I am picking a spot, and you'll see the drone will stop me several times, but there's a lot of usable footage in this. And I did make a couple of discoveries when I watched this, so I'm just gonna go through the trees. There actually is a way through here. And the drone one of the things that it's having trouble with right now is depth. So here it is, it's figuring out, it's getting the dark parts, and it's basically finding its way through. Now there's an old pig barn back there. And I'm trying to get the drone, I'm pushing it forward and I'm pulling down on the left stick. So I'm trying to keep my altitude down because it wants to fly over. And I just keep pushing it straight through, and it finds a way. And there's tons of usable footage in there if you get your alignment right there. And I'm just gonna go through there. Look at that, just finds its way. It's seeing all the twigs, it's seeing the foliage, and really interesting, isn't that? I'll just come in through here. See, now it saw the trees in front of me, and now it's seeing the hole to my right. Now, my mistake here is I should have stayed low. And you see that hole straight in front of me? I was gonna go through that hole down below there, or I could have taken a right. There's actually a way in there. There's actually a hole through there. But of course, I just get stuck, I back out. I mean, this drone is basically taking care of me once again. And I'm gonna go I'm gonna look at that, see that hole up at the top there, that light, and I'm just gonna whip right into that. Now, I did turn around and I tried to come back without success. So look at it, it's protecting me every step of the way, finding that spot. And there's so much usable footage in there. All right, so there it is, guys. That is what I would consider to be some of the best of what this drone can do. This is just a little bit of fun closing stuff. Now, what I wanted to do was just to slide sideways, turn. Now, did you see that? Hold on, let me go back really quick. I love stuff that just shows up in your shot. Here it is, right there. See that leaf right there? Now, this is not set up in 4K 60. If I would have been recording in 4K 60, that leaf could have been stopped, in mid-flight. But I love that. This is one of those things, if you're going to shoot this kind of motion footage, 4K 60 does help. And then I'm just going to go by and look at the colors there. It just picks up all those colors. That beautiful trellis right there. Yes, I did build that trellis. And I'm going to come through the yard, and I'm going to basically end it where I'm standing. But there's some significance to this shot I'm setting up right here. That tree there that I'm standing in front of right there, that's actually a picture that my first day of school was taken in front of that picture right there. I was, just a kindergartner. That's the same tree. Pretty cool, isn't it? But I'll go here, and then I'll go and I'll do it. Here we go. Yeah, hey, how you doing? There's Dad and Random. All right. I'm like, hey, is anybody looking? I don't want to look stupid. There. So that's kind of a fun shot there. Last of all shots that this drone will kick butt on is the old pullback shot. Look at the sky. Look at the dynamics of that sky. That is absolutely incredible. I love thunderclouds. They just are so beautiful. So I'm setting up. I'm going to turn around and I'm going to do a pullback. This one, I'm trying to think if I did do a little bit of saturation footage. But there's just no fear whatsoever. Now, what I want to do is back out and then slowly tilt the camera down and get my pullback. This will be my last shot of this obstacle avoidance. I'm setting it up. And there I am, I'm coming back. Kind of a fun shot, and I did do it slow. I think I'm in Cinna. And I should have slowly dropped the, there's my dad down there and me, down there, moving back. And just beautiful, look at that, right by that tree. No worries, no hurries. Very cool. And look at that, you get that fearlessness with this drone. And you just can pick out some of the best shots there are. Alrighty. So, for Dad Random, Air 2S Obstacle Avoidance. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe. Hopefully you learned something in this compilation. But there are a lot of strengths. I mean, if you're a real estate photographer, if you're a nature photographer, I can tell right now that you're excited as to, you know, just getting as close and as tight as you can to making the most amazing footage possible. This drone is so awesome for that. But for Dad and Random, yes, thank you for watching. Please come back, check some of the other videos I've done on the Air 2S. I did some beautiful lake montage if you want to look at the lake. I also did a quick unboxing. I've done some real simple things. I've not done my range video, which is coming. But hope you enjoyed. Hope you learned something. Thank you. Please like and subscribe later. And for Dad Random and the Mavic Air 2S or the DJI Air 2S, we just got rid of the Mavic. Thanks. Goodbye.